For people meeting you for the first time, introduce yourself in your own words.
My name's Nenin. I'm a writer, researcher, and cultural commentator. I've spent a lot of time studying extremist rhetoric, political manipulation, race identity, and how people are recruited into dangerous belief systems. I'm also someone who has had to watch hatred up close, as something with a voice, a face, a group chat, a meeting schedule, a recruitment strategy.
When you say you watched hatred up close, what do you mean?
I saw the difference between what people say publicly and what they admit privately. Publicly, they were careful, but privately, the mask slipped. And once it slipped, it revealed intent.
Intent is a heavy word.
It is, and I use it carefully. Because not everyone in those spaces starts as a cartoon villain. Some are lonely, some are angry, some are looking for belonging, some are failed men trying to turn personal disappointment into a political ideology. But the leadership, the people shaping the direction, they knew what they were doing. They understood fear, they understood resentment, they understood how to take someone's insecurity and give it an enemy. That is how groups like that grow.
Take us back. When did you first become aware of this group?
It started online. There were posts being shared in certain spaces. At first glance, they looked like typical political outrage content. Migration, crime, women, family values, national decline, or the usual bait. But the language was too coordinated. Different accounts using the same phrases, same framing, same targets, same emotional triggers. It was not just people being angry online. It looked organized.
Take us back. What made you think it was more than ordinary online racism?
Pattern. Racism has moods. Extremism has structure. That is a difference. Random racism is reactive. Someone sees something, gets angry, says something disgusting, gets a few likes from other emotionally fossilized dinosaurs, and moves on. But this was structured.
So what did you do?
At first, I watched. That was the first stage. No confrontation, no dramatic call-outs, no "I'm going to expose you" nonsense. Because once people know they are being watched, they become careful. And careful people are harder to understand. So we watched, we collected patterns, we mapped rhetoric, we looked at who was connected to who was amplifying what, who seemed like a follower and who seemed like an organizer.
When you say we, who do you mean?
A group of people who are already concerned about far-right organizing in online communities. Some of them still do work that requires privacy. Some of them have families. Some of us took serious risks. But they were people with different strengths: research, digital literacy, community knowledge, language analysis, safeguarding, legal awareness, emotional resilience. And eventually, some of us went closer to evil than anyone should have to.
As an infiltrator, were you prepared for something to go wrong and possibly turn violent?
Yeah, it's part of the job. You have to know that things can go wrong quickly, and you may have to fucking put the paws on someone and beat the shit out of them. I was ready for that. I was prepared to delete someone if needs be.
Shit. So did you do any specialized training for any potential physical confrontations?
Yeah, we all did hand-to-hand combat and had knife work training.
At what point did watching become entering into their space?
When it became clear that this was not just people shouting into the void. There were meetings, plans, recruitment efforts.
So, who made the call?
It was collective. No one person sat there like a spy film character in bad lighting saying, "We're going in." It was slower than that, messier, more cautious. There were conversations about safety, legality, ethics, what could go wrong, what lines could not be crossed. Because infiltration sounds glamorous to people who watch too much television. In reality, it is draining, it is risky, and if you're not careful, you become so focused on exposing harm that you start neglecting the well-being of the people doing the exposing.
Were you afraid?
Yes, anyone who says they were not afraid is either fucking lying or should not have been involved. Fear is useful. Fear makes you check things twice. Fear reminds you that consequences fucking exist. The issue is not whether you feel fear. The issue is whether fear becomes the driver or the warning light. For us, it had to remain a warning light.
How did you decide who could safely go inside?
Ironically, I selected people based on their capacity to feel empathy in situations like this. I picked people who have an empathy switch, which basically allows them to turn on cognitive empathy at will.
Wait, if they can pick when to feel empathy, doesn't that mean they have some sort of psychopathy?
Yeah, that would be an accurate conclusion, but it's not as simple as that. While they have traits that are typically attributed to individuals with psychopathy, this doesn't mean they are psychopaths. These are good people, men and women from all over the world that put themselves in harm's way, both physically and mentally. Their ability to detach is what makes them perfect for these deep cover placements. Without people like them, infiltration work would be next to impossible.
Are you a psychopath?
No, I'm not a psychopath.
But you do have psychopathic traits. You don't have to answer if you're uncomfortable.
Yes, I exhibit some of the characteristics, but so do millions of other people in Britain.
Would you like to expand on that?
Fuck no.
Did that question upset you?
Nah, I just distinctly remember telling your producer I didn't want to answer any personal questions.
You seem agitated. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling at the moment?
Why the fuck would I want to talk about my emotions?
Well, you're the person responsible for selecting each operative and deciding on their placements. I think it's a valid line of questioning to ascertain your mental state and how you cope with the stress of the job.
I have good and bad days. Somewhere in between is my resting place. To be able to do what I do takes a sort of controlled compartmentalization. I detach from the work as much as possible and tend to dissociate when I'm overseeing active operations.
Okay, fair enough. You don't consider yourself a psychopath, but you absolutely have tendencies that you share with psychopaths. How do you identify people like you so that you can place them in an infiltrator role?
Broadly, we considered who could maintain emotional control, who understood risk. We have no place for people that cannot control their emotions and will escalate instead of documenting the inner workings of the target organization. The goal is always documentation, not ego.
That distinction feels important. Can you delve deeper?
If someone is going inside a hostile space, they can't be hungry for drama. They can't be impulsive. They can't be trying to prove they are brave. We rub shoulders with some of the worst humanity has to offer. People who discuss dreaming of deleting their own children because they are half black or Asian. White people who literally regret having mixed race children and talk about wanting them deleted to a forum filled with white nationalists.
Whoa! Men with mixed race children want them unalived. That's fucking sick.
The most hate I personally saw was directed at the parents of children that were half Asian and white. I encountered many men who were literally begging forgiveness from their fellow white nationalists for having a mudskin or muds. Many of the men I interacted with had mixed race children and despised them and their mothers. I had a suspicion they were actually upset that the Asian or black mothers had left the relationships and they were now reduced to racism and regret, which they channeled into white nationalism against their children and ex-partners.
How did that make you feel? This is the first I'm hearing of this and I feel sick to my stomach. I can't imagine how you felt at the time.
We detach from the individuals we investigate. We would read hundreds of comments made by men who hated their Asian ex-wives and actively participated in intimate race play. From a personal perspective, I was never truly shocked. Anyone can become the villain in someone's story. It's easy to meet a woman from a foreign country and bring her back to the UK, America or Canada, and then these men begin to live out some fucking sick race play fantasy relationship. They never see the women as equals and tend to see the children as extensions of the mother. That is why it's so easy for them to racially abuse their children. They never saw the children as half them or half white. They seen them as brown foreigners, like the mothers.
Were you afraid, physically or mentally at any point? Why are you laughing? Is that a nervous response?
The question is funny because it's stupid. You're sitting, what, 5 foot from me? Does it seem as if I'm the type of person who scares easily? Do I look like a punani to you?
No, you don't seem like a person who scares easily, but that doesn't mean you can't be afraid or scared at certain times.
I fear no human. Why would I? I know exactly what I'm capable of doing to someone. The question is never am I afraid, it's what the fuck am I afraid of doing? During this time, I would never leave my yard without a sking. Trust me, if we rubbed shoulders back in those days, fam, you would get dipped. Or you would get cracked in the cranium with this little mini hammer I would walk on road with. Either way, I'm gonna put that pressure on you, especially if I had Betsy on me.
What is Betsy?
Betsy was a particular skeng I would coat in garlic and SC, which is Stachybotrys chartarum, an aggressive fungus. I did this to inflict maximum damage inside the body. If any of those white nationalist pussies would have ran up on me, they would have met Betsy and the fungus.
That's pretty fucking diabolical. Have you ever bumped into one of these white nationalists in person?
Yes, I would recognize the tattoos. Ironically, I was in a tattoo studio about to get attacked, and I noticed one of the artists had the number 14 on his neck. Underneath that was a tat that said 14 words. Those are both symbolism of nationalists.
So what was your role in all this? What exactly do you do?
Oversight, mostly. I wasn't the person going in. I was helping coordinate, check information, talk through what was happening, keep people grounded, keep track of the bigger picture.
Did you come across any other crimes that were not racially motivated?
Yes, an overwhelming majority of white nationalists are also child sex abusers. They have a subgroup within the wider racist organization that is made up of nothing but predators. They are fucking sick. I mean really dangerous men who should not be allowed around children or pets.
Pets? Have these men abused animals too?
Yes, they abuse children and animals. I have noticed these people go from one extreme to the next. They may start off as someone who joined the organization to promote racism and white nationalism, but they often seek out more extreme content. They watch snuff movies, child abuse and animal abuse videos, and share the media via the dark web. Most of these men are very ordinary looking insofar as they are your colleagues, your employee, your teacher, your husband. The link between white nationalism and child sex abuse is known. I am not saying all white nationalists are child predators, but I am saying many of them are.